On the 25th October, something must break inside of you. The illusion that comfort is safety. For too long, many people cling to what feels familiar. They repeat the same routines, the same actions, the same decisions because it feels safe. But safety in this sense is not real. It is only a cage disguised as protection. When 2nd October arrives, it is not just a date on the calendar, it is a symbol, a reminder that life does not wait for you to feel ready. If you keep holding on to what you know, you will never discover who you can become. The breaking of comfort zones is not gentle, it is not soft or easy. It comes like a strike, sudden and undeniable. Imagine standing before a wall you have built around yourself. On the 2nd October, that wall begins to crack. You can hear it, you can feel it. This breaking is not the end, it is the beginning. Because the wall was never keeping the world out, it was keeping you trapped inside. Growth has never been found in the places where you feel secure. Every step forward in human life comes when the ground beneath you feels unstable. Think about the first time you tried something new, something uncomfortable. Your hands shook, your heart raced, your mind screamed to turn back. But once you crossed that barrier, you saw a different version of yourself, stronger, more capable. That is what 2 October demands. It demands that you allow the cracks to spread. Many people will fight this breaking. They will cling to their routines, their excuses, their so-called safety. But safety will not carry you through storms. Safety will not teach you how to rise when everything collapses. Only by leaving safety behind do you discover resilience. On the 2 October, the lesson is clear. You can no longer hide behind what is familiar. You must step forward into the unknown because it is the only place where transformation is waiting. Do not mistake this for destruction. It is not destruction, it is revelation. The breaking of what you thought was safe reveals the truth. You were never meant to stay in one place. You were never meant to repeat the same story again and again. Life is motion. Life is change. Life is discipline. And 2 October is the reminder that the door will open only if you are willing to break what keeps it closed. Discomfort is not the enemy, it is the guide. The pain of leaving comfort zones is not punishment, it is proof that you are alive, proof that you are in motion. On 2nd of October, when the old patterns no longer feel steady, welcome it. That instability is the teacher you have been waiting for. It shows you that you can endure more than you believed, that you can rise higher than you thought possible. Every warrior, every leader, every strong spirit was shaped not in safety, but in discomfort. Ask yourself, what would happen if nothing inside you ever broke? You would remain the same. Days would pass, years would pass, and still you would stand inside that cage of false safety. The world would move, but you would remain behind. On 2nd of October, you cannot allow that. You must break through the old version of yourself so that a new one can emerge. This breaking is not gentle because life is not gentle. Storms do not ask permission. Mountains do not lower themselves for you to climb. The only way forward is to strengthen yourself, to prepare your spirit to face what feels unstable. And once you do, you will realize that comfort was never your friend. It was the soft whisper that kept you asleep. 2 October is the strike of the drum, the sound that awakens you from that sleep. There is no greatness in what is safe. There is no mastery in repeating the same day again and again. Growth demands risk. Growth demands courage. Growth demands that you let go of the walls that surround you. On the 2 October, let the breaking happen. Do not resist it. Do not hide from it. Walk into it and watch how your spirit begins to rise. When the false safety falls apart, you will see clearly for the first time. The cage will be gone. The ground will feel uncertain, but your heart will feel alive. That is the gift of 2nd October. It is the day when you are reminded that life does not wait for the ones who cling to comfort. Life rewards the ones who step forward, who embrace the breaking, and who rise from it stronger, sharper, unshakable. So when 2nd October comes, remember this: let everything you thought was safe collapse. Let the comfort zones break, and in the silence that follows, Listen to the voice within you that has been waiting to be heard. It will tell you the truth. You were not born for safety. You were born for growth. You were born for strength. You were born to break through. On 2nd October, fear will stand in front of you like a mirror. It will show you the things you avoid, the things you run from, the things you try to bury deep inside. But fear is not here to destroy you. Fear is here to guide you. What you fear losing is exactly what chains you: the comfort, the control, the certainty you cling to. They are not strength, they are cages. On 2nd October, those cages will shake, and you must understand that fear is not weakness. Fear is energy. It is raw power waiting for you to turn it into growth. Most people spend their lives running from fear. They hide behind routines, behind excuses, behind false security. They believe that to feel safe is to be alive. But on 2nd October, that illusion breaks. The fear you face is not here to keep you small. It is here to make you sharp. Every warrior, every strong spirit, every disciplined soul has walked into fear and used it as fuel. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is simple. They see fear as power, not as an enemy. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff. Below you is the unknown. Your body trembles, your breath shortens, your heart pounds. This is fear. But in that moment, you are most alive. You feel everything. On 2nd October, life will push you toward that edge. You can step back and remain the same, or you can step forward and discover the strength you never knew you carried. Fear is the test, but it is also the key. When you look back on your life, the moments that shaped you were not the moments of safety. They were the moments when you faced something terrifying and you did not let it break you. You walked through the fire. You stood in the storm, and on the other side, you were stronger. That is why 2nd October matters. It is a reminder that fear is not the end. Fear is the beginning of transformation. Do not waste time trying to erase fear. Do not hope for a life without it. A life without fear is a life without growth. Fear sharpens you. Fear awakens you. Fear shows you where the next level of your life begins. On 2nd October, when fear rises in your chest, do not run. Stand still. Breathe, feel the energy. That energy is your weapon. That energy is your strength. The illusion of safety is dangerous. It makes you believe that nothing can harm you if you stay still. But harm comes from stillness. Harm comes from never stepping into the unknown. On 2nd October, safety will break. What you thought was solid will no longer hold. And in that breaking, fear will appear. Do not resist it. Embrace it. Because once you walk through fear, you understand it was never there to block you. It was there to prepare you. Every discipline teaches this truth. Fear can be transformed into focus. When you are afraid, you are aware, alert, awake. You feel every detail. That is not weakness. That is power. On 2nd October, use that power. Instead of turning away, turn toward it. Instead of letting it freeze you, let it move you. Fear is the proof that you are standing at the doorway of growth. The strongest version of you cannot be born in comfort. It must be born in challenge. And challenge always brings fear. This is why 2nd October is not about destruction. It is about awakening. It is about taking the very thing that has been holding you back and turning it into fire that pushes you forward. The fear you carry in your chest is not your enemy. It is your training. It is your teacher. Do not waste this day waiting for courage to appear first. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is walking forward with fear in your hands and still moving. On 2nd October, this is the path. Walk into the fear. Let it test you. Let it show you the parts of yourself that are still asleep. And when you pass through it, you will see clearly that fear was not there to stop you. It was there to build you. When the day comes, you will feel the weight of fear pressing down. But remember, the weight is not meant to crush you. It is meant to strengthen you. Just like muscles grow under resistance, your spirit grows under fear. 2nd October is the resistance, the pressure, the moment that demands you rise. And when you do, you will never see fear the same way again. So let fear come. Let it rise inside you. Let it shake your hands and quicken your breath, but do not run. Stand tall, breathe deep, and step forward. On the 2nd of October, what you once called fear will become power. What you once avoided will become the path, and what once seemed like the end will become the beginning of your strength. On the 3rd of October, the greatest illusion will shatter, the illusion of safety. Many believe that safety lies in the world around them, in their possessions, their routines, their controlled environments. They trust their job, their status, their habits, their plans. But safety is not found outside of you. Safety is only found in the strength of your own mind, in the discipline of your own spirit. On the 2nd of October, life will remind you that everything external can be taken, everything outside can collapse. The only true fortress is within yourself. People live as if the world can guarantee them stability. They build walls of comfort, walls of money, walls of control. But walls made of the external will always crack. They are fragile, they are temporary. On the 2nd of October, these walls can fall without warning. And when they do, what remains? It is not the possessions, it is not the plans, it is not the image you show others. What remains is the discipline of your inner self. That is the only foundation that does not break. The illusion of safety is dangerous because it makes you believe you are secure when you are not. It tells you that as long as everything looks fine on the outside, you can rest easy. But the truth is harsh storms come without warning, and no outside shield can protect you forever. On the 2nd of October, the storm is symbolic. It is the reminder that the only true security is your ability to face whatever comes with a steady mind and an unshakable heart. Strength is not built when life is calm. Strength is revealed when everything around you collapses and you still stand tall. This is the teaching of 2nd October. To stop placing your faith in what is temporary and begin placing it in what is eternal inside you. Discipline, focus, resilience, these cannot be taken from you unless you abandon them yourself. They are the weapons that make you unbreakable. You may think the routines, the habits of comfort, the familiar patterns are keeping you safe, but in truth, they are keeping you weak. They are keeping you asleep. On 2nd of October, when the illusion falls apart, you will see clearly safety was never around you. Safety was never in your possessions or your routine. Safety is the ability to control your mind when fear rises, to control your body when chaos comes, to control your actions when everything else falls apart. The mind is the fortress. The body is the temple. The spirit is the weapon. If you do not train them, if you do not strengthen them, then when the external safety disappears, you will collapse with it. But if you have discipline within, then 2nd of October becomes not a day of destruction, but a day of liberation. Because you will no longer depend on what can be lost. You will depend only on what cannot be taken. Your inner mastery. The world teaches dependence. Dependence on systems, on people, on routines, on comfort. But this dependence is fragile. The truth is you are not safe because of what you own. You are not safe because of the routines you follow. You are safe only when you know that no matter what changes, you will not break. On 2nd of October, let this truth burn inside you. The only real safety is self-mastery. The moment you realize this, fear loses its power, anxiety loses its grip, chaos loses its control. Because the external can rise and fall, but the internal remains firm. That is the lesson of 2 October. To stop chasing safety outside and begin building it inside. Every act of discipline, every choice of strength, every moment of endurance is a brick in the fortress of your mind. And once that fortress is strong, you no longer need the illusion of safety because you have the truth of resilience. Do not wait for the illusion to break on its own. Break it yourself. Look at the things you rely on too much and see how fragile they really are. Use 2nd October as the day you stop being blind to this. Because when you finally understand that safety is an illusion, you will stop wasting time protecting what can be lost and start building what can never be destroyed. The strongest human is not the one surrounded by comfort. The strongest human is the one who can walk through storms with steady steps because their safety is not outside. it is within. On the 2 October, take this lesson and make it real. Train the mind, discipline the body, strengthen the spirit. Because everything else is temporary. And when the temporary breaks, the truth will remain. Let the illusion of safety collapse on the 2 October. Do not resist it. Welcome it. Because when the illusion falls away, you will see what has been there all along, the power within you. That power is the only true safety you will ever have. And once you understand this, nothing outside of you will ever control you again. On a 2 October, hesitation must end. This day is not about waiting for the perfect conditions or the perfect time. It is about realizing that the perfect moment will never come. The urgency of action is the only truth that matters. Every delay, every excuse, every moment you tell yourself, tomorrow, is a chain that keeps you locked where you are. On the 2nd of October, those chains must break. You cannot afford to stand still any longer. Life does not reward hesitation. Life rewards movement. When you hesitate, opportunities pass. They do not return. The world keeps moving forward, whether you act or not. On 2nd of October, life is demanding that you take the step you have been afraid to take, the step into uncertainty, the step into risk, the step that feels uncomfortable but necessary. Waiting has cost you enough. Many believe they need to feel ready before they act. But readiness is an illusion. You will never feel ready. The discomfort you wait to avoid will always be there. The fear you hope will disappear will never fully leave. On the 2nd of October, this truth must sink into you. Action comes first. Readiness follows after. You become strong by acting before you feel strong. You become prepared by moving before you feel prepared. The urgency of this day is not about rushing blindly. It is about stopping the cycle of endless waiting. It is about understanding that every delay weakens you. Each time you say later, your willpower erodes, your discipline fades, and your growth slips further away. On the 2nd of October, you can no longer allow this. The moment you act, the moment you choose decisiveness over hesitation, life changes. Opportunities do not announce themselves twice. They appear suddenly and they vanish just as fast. On the 2nd of October, recognize that the door in front of you may never open again. If you do not step through, now you may never see it again. This is why urgency matters. Because life does not wait for the slow. It rewards those who dare to move when others are still standing still. The most dangerous habit is comfort in waiting. It feels easy to say you will start tomorrow. It feels safe to say you will prepare more, think more, plan more. But this is the trap. On the 2nd of October, this trap is revealed. You will see that waiting has never protected you. It has only stolen your time. Action is the only weapon that can fight against the weight of hesitation. When you act with urgency, you transform. You discover strength you did not know you had. You discover speed, courage, and discipline that were asleep inside you. On 2 October, you must awaken them. The fire of urgency is what melts away excuses, doubts, and fears. Without this fire, you remain cold, unmoved, trapped in the same cycle again and again. The urgency of action is also about respect. Respect for your time, respect for your life, respect for the truth that every day could be your last. On the 2nd of October, remember this time is not infinite. Every day you waste will never return. Every opportunity you ignore will never come back. Action is not just a choice, it is a responsibility. A responsibility to yourself and to the life you were given. Do not confuse urgency with chaos. Urgency does not mean you act without thought. It means you act without delay. It means you decide quickly and move firmly. It means you understand that the longer you wait, the weaker your decision becomes. On the 2nd of October, you must cut hesitation at its root and replace it with decisive movement. The world respects those who act. The world follows those who do not wait. On the 2nd of October, you must become that person, the one who moves forward even when it feels uncertain, the one who refuses to waste another second waiting for perfect conditions. Action creates momentum. Action creates strength. Action creates opportunity. Without it, nothing changes. The urgency of action is the dividing line. On one side is a life of waiting, excuses, and regrets. On the other side is a life of growth, discipline, and strength. On the 2 October, you stand at that line. The choice is clear. Act now or remain the same. Step forward or fall behind. Build momentum or stay trapped in hesitation. This is why urgency matters. Because every second wasted is a second you can never win back. On the 2 October, let this truth burn inside you. Do not wait. Do not delay. Do not tell yourself another story about tomorrow. Now, act while you are afraid. Act while you are uncertain. Because it is only through action that you will ever break free from the chains of hesitation and discover who you are meant to be. On 2nd of October, when the things you thought were unshakable begin to collapse, you must understand these truth endings are not the end. They are the beginning of a new foundation. When old structures break down, it is not punishment. It is an invitation to rebuild stronger, to rise with resilience, to step into a version of yourself that no comfort could ever create. The breaking of what you depended on is not destruction. It is preparation. Every fall in life carries the seed of a greater rise. On the 2nd of October, when pieces of the old you fall away, do not mourn them. Do not cling to them. They were never meant to last forever. They were there to bring you here to this moment of awakening. Resilience is born in these moments. It is born when you refuse to remain broken, when you choose to gather the pieces and build something new, something unshakable. Life has always been this way. The strongest trees grow after storms. The brightest flames rise after wood is broken. And the most powerful humans are forged not in comfort, but in collapse. On 2 October, life may take away what you thought was secure. It may shake your foundations, strip your routines, and shatter your illusions. But this is not the end. It is the chance to build a foundation inside yourself that no storm can break again. Resilience is not just endurance, it is transformation. To be resilient is not to return to who you were before. It is to rise higher than you were, stronger than you imagined, wiser than you believed. On the 2nd of October, when the breaking comes, your choice is simply stay shattered or rebuild with greater strength. The weak will cling to the ruins. The strong will use the ruins as bricks to build again. The lesson is clear: do not fear the breaking. Fear staying the same. Fear refusing to rebuild. Because if you resist change, you will remain small, fragile, and unprepared for life's next storm. On the 2nd of October, the breaking is a gift. It forces you to rise. It forces you to see that your strength was never in what you held onto. Your strength is in your ability to stand back up when everything falls apart. Resilience is not soft. It is sharp, unbending, relentless. It is forged in fire, hammered by struggle, and polished by time. On 2 October, the fire will rise in your life and you will feel its heat. You can either burn in it or be shaped by it. The choice will always be yours. But if you choose resilience, if you choose to rebuild, then you will become unshakable. Do not waste time asking why things broke. Do not waste energy blaming the collapse. Understand that life breaks what is weak so that you can discover what is strong. On 2nd October, let the breaking reveal your true core, the foundation inside you that nothing can touch. From there, build again. Build with discipline. Build with clarity. Build with strength that cannot be shaken by loss. Resilience is also about patience. It does not appear overnight. Rebuilding takes time, but every step is progress. On the 2nd October, do not focus on what was lost. Focus on what can now be created. Each day you rise, each effort you give, each lesson you learn from the collapse becomes part of your new foundation. And this new foundation will be stronger than anything you trusted before. Remember this: nothing untested is strong. Nothing unbroken is proven. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Steel is forged in fire. And human spirit is revealed in collapse. On the 2nd October, the test will arrive. Let it strip away weakness. Let it burn away illusions. And from what remains, let resilience rise. That resilience will carry you forward into a life that cannot be shaken by fear or loss. Do not see collapse as failure. See it as renewal. Every time something breaks, space is created for something greater. On 2th of October, let this truth fill you with strength. When the old breaks, the new begins. When the familiar ends, growth starts. When comfort dies, resilience is born. That is the rhythm of life, and it is the key to your transformation. So when Tufa October arrives and you feel the weight of collapse pressing down on you, stand tall. Do not fear the rubble, use it. Do not cry over the ashes, rise from them. Do not cling to what is gone, build again, build stronger, build unshakable. Because resilience is not found in what never breaks. It is found in what breaks, falls, and still rises again. And that is the gift of 2 October. On 2 October, the lesson is discipline. Nothing in life can be mastered without it. You can dream, you can plan, you can hope, but without discipline, everything remains empty. The world will not bend to your wishes. The body will not grow strong without training. The mind will not grow sharp without practice. The spirit will not awaken without consistency. On the 2 October, the call is clear: master yourself or remain mastered by your weaknesses. Discipline is not punishment. It is freedom, freedom from laziness, freedom from doubt, freedom from the chaos of emotions that rise and fall. On the 2nd of October, you must see that real strength does not come from waiting for motivation. It comes from action taken even when you feel nothing. It comes from showing up when the body wants to rest. It comes from moving forward when the mind is filled with excuses. Discipline is the weapon that cuts through all weakness. The body without discipline grows fragile. The mind without discipline grows scattered. The spirit without discipline grows empty. But when you bring them together, when you shape them every day with deliberate effort, you become unshakable. On the 3rd October, you must commit to this shaping, because mastery of the external world always begins with mastery of the inner self. Every step of discipline is uncomfortable. The training is tiring. The practice is repetitive. The silence is demanding. But it is in this discomfort that growth is found. On the hug October, do not run from the discomfort. Step into it. Let it refine you. Let it mold you. Because each time you choose discipline over ease, you sharpen your mind, you strengthen your body, you awaken your spirit. The truth is simple: without discipline, you fall back into comfort. Without discipline, you return to weakness. Without discipline, you remain the same. On the 2nd October, that cannot happen. The day is a reminder that every great transformation begins with small daily choices: to wake up earlier, to train harder, to focus longer, to stay consistent when others give up. These choices build the foundation of mastery. Discipline is not about force. It is about alignment. When the body is disciplined, it obeys the mind. When the mind is disciplined, it obeys clarity. When the spirit is disciplined, it obeys purpose. On the 2nd October, align yourself in this way. Stop scattering your energy. Stop breaking your focus. Stop chasing distractions. Gather yourself fully. Be disciplined in thought, in action, in presence. That is where mastery begins. There is no greatness without discipline. Talent may carry you for a while. Luck may give you moments of victory, but only discipline sustains growth. On the 2nd October, this is the truth you must hold. This strength is not given, it is built. Built by repetition, built by patience, built by doing what others avoid. Every act of discipline is a brick in the unshakable structure of your life. The undisciplined mind is noisy, it is restless, it is weak. But the disciplined mind is silent, focused, sharp as a blade. On 2 October, you must take control of your mind. Do not allow it to wander endlessly. Train it to return to what matters. Discipline is the leash that holds the wildness of the mind. Without it, you are dragged in every direction. With it, you direct the path of your life. The same is true for the body. Without discipline, the body becomes heavy, tired, slow. With discipline, the body becomes a tool, strong, light, and ready. On 2 October, train it to do not let laziness on you. Push through resistance. Build strength, build endurance, build power. Each time you discipline the body, you discipline the mind. Each time you discipline the mind, you awaken the spirit. And the spirit, this is where true discipline shines, because the spirit is the core. On 2 October, discipline the spirit by remembering why you walk this path. Do not live without purpose. Do not live without direction. When the spirit is disciplined, you no longer waste time, you no longer wander aimlessly. You live with fire in your chest, clarity in your mind, and strength in your body. Understand this clearly. On the 2nd October, everything begins and ends with self-discipline. The external world cannot be mastered until the internal is mastered. The storms outside will come, the walls will fall, fear will rise, but if you are disciplined inside, nothing can break you. Discipline is not about one day of effort. It is about every day, every choice, every step. 2nd of October is only the beginning. So when this day arrives, take it as the strike of the drum, the call to begin mastering yourself. Train the body, focus the mind, awaken the spirit. Do it every day with discipline, with consistency, with strength, because this is the only way to build a life that cannot be shaken. On the 2nd of October, discipline is the lesson and discipline is the path. Follow it and nothing will stand in your way.